Hello everyone, I'm here with the next video on National Education Policy 2020. Our education policy has been changing, and first education policy was formulated in the year 1968. The second education policy came in 1986. Now this is the third one. Nearly after 34 years, we are about to see a change in our education policy, and we are calling this as National Education Policy 2020. So far, we have been practicing this 10 plus 2 plus 3. Now we will see what is the 10 plus 2. First 10 years, the student will be studying his classes from 1 to 10. The next 2 years, which are called as 11th and 12th, where the student is free to choose his choice as arts, science, and commerce. So in this case, art student cannot study commerce. He can study only geography or history based on his interest in arts. A science student cannot study commerce. So he can study only physics, chemistry, biology, and maths. So it is like this so far, but now our education policy has changed a bit. So we'll be seeing what it is. A commerce student cannot study physics. Even if he likes physics, he cannot study. A science student cannot study accountancy even if he likes accountancy. An art student cannot study biology. Whether he likes it or not, he has to study arts only. So our new education policy was drafted by Ms. Dr. Kasturi Rangan, the ex-chief of ISRO. So the next slide shows you a comparison between the education policy followed currently and the new education policy. It is yet to be sanctioned by our parliament. So we are waiting for that. So 10 plus 2, already I have told you. Classes 1 and 2 were called as pre-primary. Classes 3 to 5 were primary. Classes 6 to 8 were called as middle. Classes 9 and 10 are called as high school, and classes 11 and 12 are called as secondary. Now coming to the new education policy 2020, this is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 years. So preschool, that is 3 years, plus class 1 and 2, they will be called as a foundational class, and the age group will be 3 to 8. So here, currently, the preschool is not being taught in our government schools, whereas the private schools, they offer pre-KG, LKG, and UKG, whereas the government schools, they don't offer. As per the new education policy, the government schools also will be giving you the preschool. So that is the main change. And coming to the next level, that is class 3 to 5, that will be called as a preparatory level, age group 8 to 11. Class 6 to 8 will be called as a middle group, and the age group will be 11 to 14. Classes 9 to 12 will be called as high school, and the age group of students will be 14 to 18. Here I would like to add one point. So far the national education policy here, till age group 18, they will be coming under the Right to Education Act. So far it is only till 14 years, but now after this new education policy, Right to Education Act will be coming up to 18 years. So here, the early childhood care and education. So that is in the first level. The first level, this is what I'm discussing now. That is a foundational class, 3 to 8 age. So ECE curriculum, early childhood care and education. So here, the educationists say that till age of 6, a child's brain development, it completes 85%. So that means that early childhood till the age of 6, a child can grasp any amount of knowledge. But here, our government school children, they don't get this one. They come and join the class at the age 5, might be class 1. So here, their learning starts after 5 years. So we are wasting most of the 3 and 4 and 5 mostly. 3 years we will be wasting in case of a government school child. Now the government schools will be offering the 3 years before class 1. That too in Anganwadis, teachers will be trained for that. So our foundational stage, the age group will be 3 to 8 years. Play and learn methodology will be followed. Mostly it will be play and learn. They won't carry their books at all. So what all they will be taught here? They will be taught alphabets, languages, numbers, colors, shapes, some indoor and outdoor games, puzzles, drawing, painting, etc. Personality development, good behavior, courtesy, habits, cleanliness, teamwork and cooperation, and most of the development of physical, motor, cognitive, socio-emotional, ethical, cultural and artistic, communication and literacy will be mostly emphasized in the foundational stage till the age 5. So till age 5, they will be studying in Anganwadis. Now comes the class 1 and 2. That too is there in the first level itself. So even this, it's a play-based learning. Main focus will be on cognitive, affective, psychomotor abilities, early literacy and numeracy. So here, our government has made a vast study that at the age of 1, when they come or they finish the age in class 1, they are not able to identify the alphabets. Now all those things will be changed. Now who will be taking up the process of this ECE? The implementation will be jointly carried out by so many ministries. One is the Ministry of HRD, Women and Child Development, Health and Family Welfare and Tribal Welfares. All these ministries will come together and put their energy and effort to implement the ECE. Now coming to the next stage, classes 3 to 5, every student must attain foundational literacy and numeracy by the age of class 3. That is what the government is trying to say. Transition here will be slowly from the play-based method. Now they will be coming to a interactive classroom learning. So class 3 only, they will be given the books. Lighter books will be introduced at that time. So LSRW skills will be enhanced in classes 3, 4 and 5. So they will be learning LSRW skills together with art, science and maths. Physical education, of course. Now coming to the next stage, that is class 6 to 8. The students will learn abstract concepts, sciences, mathematics, arts, social science and humanities, some work-based education on carpentry, electric work, metal work, gardening and poetry will also be introduced here. Most of learning by doing will be concentrated more. Now coming to the high school level from grade 9 to 12, it is a 4 years multidisciplinary program. Greater depth of knowledge, critical thinking, attention, flexibility and choice are offered. Now what is the choice here? A commerce student can study physics now. If he likes physics, he can opt for physics also. A science student can study accountancy if he likes accountancy. An art student can study biology. So this was absent. Till now it is absent. So once this is confirmed, free of choice will be offered to the students. Now coming to the higher education, here we need to understand one thing, children. So far, you just have to think about the 3 idiots picture. So there was a student who did not like engineering, but still he took up engineering because the father has compelled him to take engineering. The child liked photography. Now coming to the third year of engineering, he wants to revoke back and go to his own passion, that is photography. Now you have to think there, if the child is coming out in the third year, his 3 years of engineering degree got wasted. So that was old curriculum, old education curriculum. Now, according to this National Education Policy 2020, the 3 years of engineering will not get wasted, or he won't be called a dropped out from an engineering, whereas the 3 years will be accounted. It won't get wasted. An engineer who has taken photography, it will be coming like that only. So we will come here. A UG degree is of 3 years to 4 years. After completion of 1 year, if at all the student wants to come out, he will get a diploma certificate. After completion of 2 years, if at all the student wants to come out, he will be given an advanced diploma certificate. After completion of 3 years, he will be getting a degree certificate. After completion of 4 years, a degree with a research certificate he will be getting. An academic bank of credit will be created, which will store the credits digitally. Every student, how many credits he has earned so far, will be stored in a digital form. So that is why they are telling a dropout can be getting a certificate at any first year. He will be getting a diploma certificate, advanced diploma in the second year, third year he will be getting a degree certificate. That is because of this academic bank. MPhil will be discontinued. Now we have come to the end of that session. Now what are the main key points which are addressed here is RTE Act will be given from age 3 to grade 12. That is early childhood program to class 12. That is from age 3 to grade 12. That is he will be completing at the age of 18. So RTE is from 3 years to 18 years. So there is no dropout in this case. Many students who are coming out because either they cannot pay the fees or they don't like the system of education, they just come out. So because of this RTE Act will be extended up to grade 12. No books till class 2. Lighter books will be starting from class 3. Semester pattern will be followed. Board exams will be made more easier. More of subjective will be reduced and mostly objective will be inserted. So there is no need of memorizing. Memorizing will be brought down to a vast extent. Understanding based testing only will be done. So there won't be any dropout. Mostly there won't be any dropout after 12th standard. Academic bank of credit to store credits will be created. Top Indian universities will set up campuses abroad. So abroad students who like to pursue their education in Indian universities, they can still do it. If at all our Indian students want to study their education with the abroad universities, foreign universities will be allowed to operate in India. So that is a very great point which I wanted to emphasize here. So thank you very much. Happy learning.